What's going on there, Twitch and YouTube world, and welcome to December's edition of Loadouts for You. I'm be honest, folks, not a lot has changed, so the first thing I'd like to do is just open up this video with my feedback to devs, and I'm sure a lot of folks there are gonna feel where I'm coming from with the majority of this information. There are three limbs that I think need work in the game right now in order to alleviate frustrations from both skilled and inexperienced. Number one needs to be looked into. I honestly have talked about this with a lot of folks in terms of how do we nerf it, but it's got to be Roadrunner. It's very easy due to the long cooldown of Leaper to opt into using Roadrunners, and the ability for you to be able to manage and toggle it on and off has really made it a powerful item. Now, I underestimated the effect of Paralyzer's nerf, and I do agree with the devs. It was a fantastic decision, but it has now resulted in Roadrunners, contrary to my last video, becoming a problem in the game. We're going to talk about how that has changed my perspective on a couple of the loadouts when we deep dive. The next limb that is number two, and this might upset some folks who just aren't used to those sticky grenades in other games, it is going to be Ripper, folks. I know everyone wanted me to say Phosphor Fury, but that's going to take the number three spot. Right now, Ripper has to probably be the most frustrating limb in the entire game, and I'm going to be a poor sport here when I say this. There is a lot of you out there who have zero gun game, but boy, when it comes to slapping either Q or E, you know how to hit a Ripper mid-air. And just to demonstrate to you folks that this really is as broken as I claim, I am going to show you just a couple clips of how insane Ripper has become. So here's a good example of what that might look like. Let's say you're dropping in, you're playing your game. Watch. In less than half a second, if even that, slash. Now I'm going to pause here for a moment. The reason why Ripper is so broken isn't because it oftentimes, if you don't have plates in, results in a one tap or is an instant crack on your opponent. It's the fact that it is an instant crack and it removes a limb from you in the fight. The amount or volume of advantage that this creates is astronomical. And if you find yourself in a situation getting rippered unexpectedly, it's pretty much a guaranteed loss. There's very little you're going to be able to do to recover or get out of that situation. And then, of course, last but not least, is going to be Phosphor Fury. I do think right now it's a little too strong to a point where people are just doubling up on that limb. And you know who you are. That's all they're playing around. They're running around, rippering folks, running around, fearing folks. And I think my personal issue with all of this, my personal gripe is there's no gun skill required to use those. And I think that sets up a lot of console players for, easy wins, easy accessibility if you're getting absolutely outmaneuvered or outperformed by a PC player in certain situations, or more so mouse and keyboard to clarify, because controller can be on console too. Now that I have wasted about 5 minutes of breath on my complaints, more so feedback to the devs on what needs to be looked at in the game, I encourage you to pop down into the comment section and share your thoughts. What would you do to change some of those limbs in the game right now, and how can we push it forward and help the game evolve in a different way? Let's get into the loadouts, ladies and gents. Popping straight into things. I have switched to the dark side of the Kestrel. And for those of you who watch my gameplay or have hung out with me, I am a Proton boy through and through. And not anymore. Let's kick it off here with our very first build. It does, of course, have our staple Kite build, which we will quickly right-click so you can take a look at how that's going to be laid out. Light stock, light grip, Kite drum mag, and the compensator has rewarded me really well in terms of controlling that recoil and maintaining the accuracy on the weapon. Still the status quo. Not a lot has changed there when it comes to the Kite. But I always encourage folks to mix and match some of these different attachments. And one of the things that I encourage you to maybe toy with over maybe recoil and accuracy would be mobility and handling. Because you'll find that quicker ADS or that quicker turn and motion as you're getting into some of those exchanges is going to be the difference maker in your fights. Moving forward, you are going to see this be pretty much my new main build. There is a rumor going around right now, and I've been doing some testing, and I have mixed emotions about it. And the rumor is that the enhanced compensator, so that is the purple one, is causing bullets to go various directions. They are not hitting their intended target probably 20 to 30% of the time. I haven't personally seen that, but I've heard it from more than one player while vibing out in the community. So I am still running the enhanced until I see something change for me. Otherwise, if you need a great swap out, I do encourage just the standard white compensator, and it will help cut down on that recoil and add to your accuracy. Everything else is going to revolve around the 3x combat scope, Kestrel heavy stock, and the Kestrel light grip. This is a very quick and reactive sniper rifle. There's not a lot of penalty on the mobility and handling. And even though I complained about it in my last video, I still hate that the 3X isn't exactly center of the screen, but I've just come to terms with it, turned off the crosshair on my monitor, and have just gotten used to wherever off the grid has decided I need to place my crosshair. Still a really great build. We're going to play around the Paralyzer. Leapers is probably the only exception to the rest of my builds, is this one. Because I do like to get vertical as much as possible, but we're going to talk about a different way for you to consider playing the game and getting vertical. And of course, Phosphor Fury for those freebie one-click, oh my god, bosses, bro. And just to kind of give folks, I think I got a clip here. I could probably show you an idea of just how busted boss is. Let me show you how easy it is to turn a limb like this into a frustrating play, just like I showed you before with the Rippers. And this time, I'll be on the other side. Look at that. In less than a second, I come up the rope, miss my Ripper, panic tap a button, and a Phosphor lands on the guy's ankle. If you think I'm proud of that kill, you are solely mistaken. In fact, I took that clip just to highlight how strong it is, and the name of the clip is actually Please Nerf the Foss. So that's something that I think we really need to reflect on is what do we do with these limbs? Was nerfing Paralyzer the right thing to do? I think so, and I truly think that the only solution we can do at this time is to introduce more limbs, and I'll talk about that a little bit more at the end of the video. Moving forward, we are moving into sniper loadout, and you're going to notice a few changes here. First, we'll talk about the sniper rifle. We are using the same build from the last one, just doubling up on it. But what makes this so powerful for you folks is the mathematics behind your damage. Most folks fully plated are going to be running probably 600 health, and a single sniper shot has the ability to hit anywhere between, I'd say, 100 to 350 damage. Okay. Now, knowing that, it's going to leave you, even if you don't crack your opponent's plates, with only 2 or 3 shots from another firearm to take the opponent out. Now, we mix this together with the Tap 9's unique ability to have, in my opinion, the steadiest aim in the entire game. The only thing that aims steadier than the Tap 9 right now is probably the Proton. But it's really hard to miss with this. And for a while, I thought folks might be cheating. They're just hitting way too many headshots. You watch Yaren, he's hitting headshots all the day. You watch Shaz, he's hitting headshots all day. You're watching 1v3 Joker, and well, he too is hitting headshots all day. I don't want to get into discussions on whether I think these types of players are legit or not, but what I do want to talk about is the fact that not only will you find these kind of players being the pioneer of double sniper, but they still use the tap 9 on a regular basis in combination with, drumroll, grappling hook. Folks, I'm here to officially say hookshot is the most overpowered limb in the game. It is the most slept on limb in the game, and I'm going to explain to you why. Right now, pairing the broken mobility of Roadrunners will make you an absolute savage at rush plays and escapes, but hookshot will allow you to get the verticality that you're missing from not having leapers. It also has 4 charges, making it the highest usage limb in the entire game. You're going to be able to hook shot every few seconds all over the place. You can put 2 of these bad boys on and play the game like you're Spider-Man and run the Spooter build and see how it treats you. The thing that activates the double sniper to be really effective is the soldier backpack. Same thing there for the tap 9. Because no matter what weapon you switch to next, you know it's loaded and you know it's ready to go. So this is my number 1 loadout currently in the game. It is extremely high skill ceiling, but the more you begin to play with it, the more the style of play starts to make sense. So I kind of want to show you what this could kind of look like. I'm going to pull up another clip here really quick just to kind of give you, again, a visual example of how this is going to look. Okay, so we come up, boom, tap, 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 and we got it down, right? Free, easy kill. It only took a couple seconds, and in most circumstances, you're going to see that it has a better kill time or equal to kill time than somebody using a kite. Not to mention, come on, let's just call it what it is. Quick scope into tap 9, a pretty big flex versus somebody essentially spraying their mind away with 69 bullets in their magazine. And I already talked about it before. The Kite mag needs a nerf. Otherwise, it's just going to continue to be the most busted gun in the game. Or they need to work on bringing the other guns up, as I said in my very first video. Other than that, nothing really else has changed in terms of the builds this month. I know that's probably not what folks are looking to hear, but it's just the truth. Which leads me to suggest that the devs really start considering maybe not nerfing things anymore, but trying to add diversity into the game. I heard there's supposed to be a new gun coming. I'm curious to see what it is. And I really do think new limbs should be introduced into the game. I think there needs to be some sort of limb that allows me to, I don't know, stab a syringe into myself, and it maybe it's called the short stick or something, and it allows you to essentially break the CC or slow effect of maybe a paralyzer or the slug, because right now Roadrunners is allowing you to escape from those situations, and I think it's too broken. Like that's another factor to why Roadrunner's completely out of control right now, because everyone's using it to get themselves out of sticky situations, and I just don't think that's okay. I do think that you should have been able to activate it when you got hit by paralyzer, because it already deactivated your backpack and a bunch of other stuff. So right now, hookshot, best limb in the game. Roadrunners, best limb in the game. Put these two together to become a mobile powerhouse. You're going to be unstoppable. Hit those no scope shots or hit those quick scope shots. Swap right away. Clean things up with your tap 9. And congratulations. Now going to be playing like the top 10 players in the world. Moving forward quickly, if you are curious, nothing's changed in terms of a lot of my other builds. I've been mixing up Ripper and Phosphor because, well, they're broken. Why not use them? Otherwise, you're going to lose to them. And of course, I got the Proton build here for you folks. We're running the Compensator, the Barrel Cooler, which is a must have, the Drum Mag, the Light Grip, and that is going to give you the perfect shooter from any range you can think of, except those extremely long distances. But those close or mid to long range fights, I still think the Proton's one of the best weapons, if not the best weapon in the game, depending on your skill with the Kestrel. And then, of course, we're going to pair it with the same Kite build from earlier. Getting a lot of really good results from that. We keep a tap 9 pretty much standard in all our builds. I do think the Kilo is equal to, and in some cases better than the tap 9, but it doesn't have that accuracy. There's something about it. Go in the test range and you're going to see what I'm talking about. As soon as you ADS with this weapon, you're going to be a lot more accurate and hit a lot more headshots. So it's just the best sidearm in the game right now. Getting out of that, we do have our Kesty and tap 9 build. I do think that this is the best cheap loadout in the game right now. There's really not a lot of variance between purple runners, white runners. So save the money, y'all. Pair that with a soldier backpack, and you can get out there quick and dirty with about $3,000. Quick scope, tap, tap, quick scope, tap, tap. And I think this is also a really good loadout for you to just get used to using the Kestrel and following up with the tap 9. And then once you find that you're able to do that with consistency, you can start running the double Kestrel. In which case, as soon as you miss a sniper shot, for example, it's quicker to swap to your other sniper and take another shot than it is to wait for you to rechamber another round. And you can play with that in any combination you want. Maybe you go quick scope, long range, or long range into quick scope, but you missed, so you swapped to your tap 9 and you finished them off. The options here are endless. I highly recommend you try it out. Right now, I really do think Kestrel tap 9 is probably the top of the food chain in terms of meta. And it's only being played by either the most skilled or most suspect players currently. That's pretty much it. I got a fun boom sling build I've been trying to toy with. I have some faith that this gun has potential to become one of the best guns in the game. 4 headshots, and it makes it probably number 2 in fastest item or fastest weapon to kill somebody with in the game. But we all know the frustrating tempo or rate of fire that this gun has can cause you to lose a lot of different fights. But for me personally, I've been experimenting with it and having a lot of success. So if you want to join in, hey, here it is. And I've been a little cheeky bastard running the double buzz killer along with the Roadrunners. I specifically have been using this build when solo queuing, where the care factor is a little bit further down the totem pole. And then, of course, we have our pistol, which is going to be a tap 9. And then we have a backpack only build. Again. Right now, I will say going back through either October or November's videos is a great suggestion, as any of those previous kits are not only going to treat you right, but still be really strong in the meta. But here it is, folks. Kestrel December. It's here. And let's cross our fingers and pray the devs bring us back some more goodies as we push forward into 2025. Came by and like what you see, make sure you throw me a follow or a like down on the video, and feel free to join in the competition here on Off the Grid in the conversation here on YouTube. Until next time, folks, peace, love, and happiness.